I'm Merun Palacios, and this is going to be my audience. So, today I will be talking to you guys about sustainability within in product manufacturing. And the EP actually defines that as meeting the needs without compromising future generations to meet their needs. And what really that means is that we can produce and create products without actually inflicting on future needs of the populations, and that's actually very big. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and explain that and break it down to what that really means within actual manufacturing. Sustainability in manufacturing refers to um, when designing products from the beginning, the raw materials, the resourcing of all of that, all the way into designing products and figuring out exactly what we can do to minimize waste within the time frame of the start of the product to the end all be all of the waste and management of that, and also focusing on how those byproducts will actually influence the emissions or any resource mismanagement that can come from them. So how does that really how do we start? How does that begin? Um, it starts from evaluating materials and knowing and resourcing uh, the resources that we need for a product before you start. And what companies do is they look at renewed products, renewed resources, recycled resources, or oftenly resources that are obtained correctly. So that can mean from cutting down on trees or finding out different ways of resourcing or obtaining those resources. Another one is energy usage, um, to reduce and be more sustainable. Reducing energy, reducing emissions is one of the key ways that the systems or the way that is applied. And then lastly is waste management. Um, when producing or creating products, there's going to be before and after, and then after usually results in material excess materials. So you have, for example, in shoes and leather materials, you're cutting down to get the right pieces. You actually dispose of pieces that you don't won't look good on the product, and so that's excess products. You have waste that gets produced. So for example, that hide gets tossed, it becomes a waste. And then emissions, um, carbon dioxide being put into the atmosphere through different machines and different processes. So examples of sustainable practices, common practices are to reduce material use, whether it's measuring ahead of time or um, making sure you're getting the right products or the right resources. Um, and then also designing with fewer resources. So if there's a way to implement or create something around um, an item, you can always try and work around that and build with less resources to create less waste, less. Also, recycling or reuse materials are always ways that you can reduce and be more sustainable on the long term. So you get recycling products, reused resources, and also making sure that you can recycle or reuse some of those items again. And then at the end of it, really is just making things more optimized, making sure that everything works and flows in a way where you're not creating more waste or more work. Um, so now that we've defined exactly what sustainability means within product manufacturing, and now that I've explained how that works in some of the systems that companies do, I'd like you guys to think what influences am I making, and hopefully we're making the right decisions when trying to be more sustainable.